What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the NASCAR Banter podcast series. Today, I have admins from the page. We have Alex, which is the Amarola admin, and we have Andrew, which is the Kyle Larson admin. Guys, welcome to the podcast, and just tell us a little about yourself and why you picked your driver. Alex, you can go first.
All right. Thank you for having me on. I picked Almirola because I just think from the beginning when he kind of had his humble beginnings at Richard Petty, didn't really have the equipment. Now he's at Stewart Haas, kind of kicking it. You know, he's back there. So I'm just rooting him for hopefully he wins. I think that maybe he will this season. But Almirola has been one of my favorites. He's been kind of a quiet driver. You know, he's been in there. So, yeah, that's why I like him.
Awesome. And Andrew, how about Kyle Larson?
My man Kyle Larson. I've liked him since his rookie season in the Monster Energy series, and I've liked him in the Xfinity series as well. But he shows a lot of speed every year. I like this guy. He has talent. He's gonna win. He will win a race this year.
Now let's talk about talent for a minute. Truex, Busch, and Harvick went head to head today. Stage 1 went to Truex. Stage 2, Harvick, and then Truex would eventually win the race. Now, let's talk about the three best drivers, which are those three. Who do you think is going to outperform each other for the championship this year?
Alex, go first.
In my humble mind and my small opinionated mind as well, I really just don't see Truex slowing down. I just don't see him quitting. I think regardless of how many wins everyone has, you saw today that he had the speed, he had the grip, he had the handling, he had even the clean air. His car worked great in the draft, well, in the non-existent draft with these cars. So I just think that in general, he will be the one, again, raising that trophy or statue, as you call it, because I think it's so huge.
It is.
Just in general, once again, well, I think at Michigan we will really see. If you think Pocono is a hard test of speed and just kind of long straightaways, Michigan will be the real true test because that's where you see higher speeds, and that's kind of a manufacturer's track. We'll see who is the best right there.
Now, to me, who will outperform the other? It's Kevin Harvick. He has speed everywhere they go, and don't be surprised if he holds up that trophy, that Monster Energy trophy, at Homestead. As long as Kyle Larson doesn't get there, I'll just say that Larson shows speed, but out of the three, though, Kevin Harvick, he has speed everywhere they go.
All right, Alex, I'm going to circle back to yours. You said Truex, but you got to think the only reason why Truex was in the lead is because Kyle pitted with, I think it was like 19 to go.
Yeah.
So you got to think he was leading at the time, and I mean, you could draw straws about who's the best out of those three. But I just want to bring that to the attention. Second thing we're going to go over, Pocono. I wasn't able to watch it, but you guys seem to think it was a boring race, huh?
The first two stages, yes, in my opinion, at least. For Alex, how about you?
Pocono, with this current air package, maybe even with the Gen car, it just doesn't work anymore. You know, it's not like it was a one-lane track for 2.5 miles, you know? You almost had a little bump and run action going on. Now it's just kind of like, what gives? You know, it just doesn't work anymore. So Pocono as a one-stop kind of shop would make sense, but seeing the same exact thing twice in a row without any changes, unless NASCAR somehow wakes up and goes, hey, maybe we'll put the All-Star package on and just test it out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I do think that they do need to change it to a one-stop race instead of having two stops. And I do think that they need to drop one of the races because they have two races. And it's just not performing well. I'd rather see a more action-filled track go in position than Pocono.
It just kind of seems that hard to think. Without the stages, it was a green flag run until about 30 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a snooze fest. I would have took a nap. I woke up with 30 to go and been just in time, you know?
See, I agree with you, Alex, because this aero package is just it's the same for every track. I think they need to do something with this aero package. But the last 30 laps though, I enjoyed because you you had 5 cautions at least within 30 laps, or the last 30 laps, excuse me, and then you had excitement. You had just basically the top 4 drivers: Busch, Harvick, Truex, and Larson fighting for the win, and it ended up being Truex. So I agree, though. Like, they need to just have Pocono be a one race a year.
I do agree with that.
Now, I think personally, in general, the reason why we've had so many cautions just because, in general, thanks to Larson dumping the 99, right, for that caution that he totally needed, right?
Yeah.
That was,
sorry, go ahead.
That I don't know. I just think it's kind of a crummy move. You know, I need a caution. Oops, this guy accidentally moved down in front of me. What a coincidence! Not in the look at the caution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Happened.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like, I can see that, but at the same time, Larson was fast. He was just trying to get around him. I think it was just an accident. Accidents happen.
Derek Cope seems to be in the way a lot too.
You know what? But like I said, what are you gonna do? You're a slow car in NASCAR.
Yeah.
You literally compete for absolutely nothing other than last place.
But you would be surprised. These teams that do start and park. I'm not saying he's a start and park team, but even finishing near the rear, he still makes a lot more than what he put into it.
I mean, Derek Cope's been doing this since forever.
Yeah, and
long before we've been around.
And he only has 2 wins in his career, from what I saw on the NASCAR graphic today.
He got lucky in one Daytona 500, like in 74 or something.
Yeah, Earnhardt just ran out of fuel and did he run out of fuel?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he just kind of faded, and then Derek Cope was screaming, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna win!" And then what else track did he win?
That is a question I don't know and don't care.
I will look it up right now just to be quick here. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, we're gonna what we like to do on this channel. Starting off, we're gonna do the top 30, which is gonna be 21st through 30th this week. Is give one driver a overrated tag, or a underrated tag, or just right. The top 30 from 21st to 30th is Matt DiBenedetto, Ty Dillon, Casey Kane, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, David Reagan, AJ Allmendinger, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Newman, and Byron. Alex, you can go first of who you think is fitting.
I asked this question every single race where I see this dude's name pop up on that little thing for a caution. Why does Michael McDowell still have a ride in the year 2018? Just why? He's like I said, he's just in the way. You know? I mean, he wrecked at Texas once, right? Got famous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe had a decent season when he was running for Mike Waltrip Racing, right?
He didn't have a decent season.
Well, I'd say like top 50%, so maybe that. I just don't understand. It's like a Derek Cope thing. Do you just go on Craigslist and just say NASCAR driver needed?
If it was that easy, I'd be having a ride. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Like, I just don't understand. So, obviously, my overrated driver is Michael McDowell.
Now, Michael McDowell, he qualified pretty good at Bristol a couple weeks ago, if you remember correctly. I don't think it's him, because you saw that he was putting in RCR equipment, which is decent equipment for Xfinity, and he ended up winning at a road course. But you got to think, it's front row racing. I mean, they're not going to have the best equipment for Michael McDowell. And let's see, his teammate, David Reagan's doing about the same. He's 25th in points, and Michael McDowell's 27th. But I don't know. I don't really put him. I think he's just right for right now. But Andrew, what's your thoughts?
Let's see. Out of all the names that you said, Ryan Newman comes to mind. He's usually Mr. Consistency. Now, as of late, he either finishes 15th or better, or 15th or worse. He's now Mr. Inconsistency. I don't know what it is, but to me, he's now one of those guys that he'll be up in the top 10 and then he'll fade during the race. He'll be in the top 15, and then he'll gain during a race. I don't know what it is, but Ryan Newman, he needs something else, or he just needs to get out of the track because he's not cutting it for me anymore.
I don't know. He won a race last year.
And where was that at?
Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's right. Yes, because
you know who else won a race?
Who's that?
Who stayed out at Pocono and won?
Buescher.
Chris Buescher.
Chris Buescher. Yeah, he won a race.
Yeah, but that's different. That's like David Rudiman winning the Coke 600 because it started raining.
Did that happen? I don't remember.
Yeah, that happened. It's 2009.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's a little
really
far back
watched
for me.
NASCAR. Like in
I
that
did.
time.
I just don't remember it.
Well, I mean, he had 2 wins. He had a win at Chicagoland in 2010 or 11, and then they called it his redemption because everybody called it that NASCAR just gave him that Coke 600. But for mine, I mean, you look at that list. I don't know how you guys could bypass Matt DiBenedetto as the most underrated driver in NASCAR right now.
That's a good thought. Sorry.
Yeah, but I will say he's not in great equipment. He's at Go Fast Racing, where money's tight with them. They're on a shoestring budget, but he's got the personality to make it big. I do think, but you can't make a slow car go fast, even if the team is called Go Fast Racing. It's just not going to work. I do think I don't know if he'll be there next year. I don't know his contract details. But I do hope he does get in some decent equipment. I'm hoping that maybe he gets in that RCR maybe. Maybe a step up, I would think.
I can see that.
You know, my thoughts and opinion on Matt DiBenedetto match exactly of yours. He's just a great guy. You know, he's funny. You know, when they did the driver introductions at Bristol, was it last year or even the year before? You know, he had the whole goofy persona with the wig and all that, right?
Yeah, it was
And
2015.
Yeah, he's just a fun guy, you know. Like he makes, even though he's not finishing good, he makes himself known. You know, he's not just sitting there driving around, okay, getting the haul or go. You know, I seen him at Michigan a few years back. Literally, all the drivers came out. He was the first one to the wall to sign autographs, and you would be surprised how many people were like, "Hey, Matt, come here, dude. Oh, can I get a picture, Matt?" You know, like everyone likes him. He's just a fan-friendly guy.
Excuse me.
Now, I used to work at Go Fast Racing, and when I worked there, it was the last year Jeffrey Earnhardt was there, and then Matt came on, and I left shortly after the Daytona race where he finished 8th. But he cuts up with you. He's a funny dude. I mean, when every Monday or Tuesday, he brings in cupcakes and cookies for the whole crew just to say thanks. And another thing, you won't see another driver push for sponsorship as hard as Matt DiBenedetto. I mean, you look at the All-Star race. I mean, he was begging people every day, making live videos, just thanking people for voting. You know, telling people to vote more and more. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you saw the All-Star vote go to Chase Elliott, which I mean, it's hard to overcome.
Go figure.
It's hard to overcome that. That fan base because it's Dale Jr. 2.0. Yeah, it's 2.0 Junior. Go ahead.
Sorry. I just want to say, like, another name caught my eye, and that's Ty Dillon. He's like a guy that's just right. He's not with a fast team, but he's just right where he is in points wise.
He's just there.
Yeah, he's there. He didn't win an Xfinity
Sunday Drive
Series title, right? He didn't win an Xfinity Series title, right?
No, he didn't. I don't think so.
Yeah, so that's why I think he's just right now. He's just there.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. The Dillon brothers, I'm not really impressed with anyway. They haven't really done anything.
No.
I don't know. 500.
Yeah, he wrecked your guy to win the 500.
Listen, I flew out of my seat and saw a lot of unholy words came out. But then after watching a few replays, thought otherwise.
I feel bad for you, though. I'll tell you that. But anyway, let's move on.
All right, and next week they are going to Michigan, possibly the second most boring track in NASCAR.
Hey, don't talk crap about my home track, the track that I go to every single year.
Do you fall asleep every single year too?
No, because when the cars are going 215 in a turn 1 and you're sitting in row 1, you can't really fall asleep when your hat nearly flies off.
Well, I'll just tell you that it's gonna go by quick because there ain't gonna be many cautions.
It never is.
But that being said, who do you guys think is going to win the race?
Can I say it right now, please?
Go ahead.
Boy, here we go.
He's my driver. He's won there twice.
Twice?
Kyle Larson.
He's won there a lot more. I've been to that race a handful of times.
Well, I'm just saying excluding the Xfinity Series, but past 2 years.
He's on like a 3-win streak right now.
Yeah, or 3 wins. I'm sorry. I thought it was 2, but if it's 3, it's 3. But he knows how to get it done there.
I hate to remind you, but Chevrolet hasn't been doing too hot lately. They've only won one race this year. So if Kyle Larson does do that, it'd be a miracle.
Yeah.
And listen, I say this every single time. I just think that Michigan in general, it'll either be Truex or a random Chevy. And I say random, I say 2 drivers in general, Kyle Larson or Chase Elliott. I've been to the Michigan race so many times where I've seen Chase Elliott finish second, finish third, finish in the top. He's always up there, you know?
Yeah,
He's
that's
just
a good
consistent. Same for Kyle Larson. You know, he gets the job done. He wins. I can't blame him. He's a winner. And then Truex, last August, he almost had that race won. He was dominating the whole race, and then he goofed up on the final restart.
Yeah.
So my pick to win is Chase Elliott. Sadly, I know everyone's gonna go, piss him on, you know, but I just see it happening after so many second places and top 5s. You know, it's just hard to go. Really, again, I just think that maybe he'll get it done, but that's my pick to win. What about yours?
It's definitely not Chase Elliott. He's not going to win all year, and I'd be surprised if Hendrick Motorsports wins this year. But I mean, you got to say it's probably going to be one of the top 3 drivers right now: Kyle Busch, Harvick, or Truex. I don't think it's going to be Busch.
No, he doesn't really do good at Michigan.
He's won there, but I just don't see – he might have the momentum going in. Who knows? But I'm going to stray away from the big 3, and I'm going to say Almirola is going to win. He's been running really consistently lately. I do like the switch that he made from Petty to Stewart-Haas, and I do think it suits him better. He's in good equipment. And he does pretty decent at these fast tracks. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see the 10 car go in victory lane.
Let me just say this. He's making that 10 car fast other than someone else. Just leave it at that.
Danica Patrick.
Indy 500 blummer.
Oh, my God.
She had a rough year for the 2 races that she did. Man, It was a rough year.
I felt bad for her.
Yeah, I mean, she ain't going out on top, but she never really did anything.
She never really was on top.
Aaron Rodgers, maybe, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I like all 3 y'all's picks, maybe not the Chase Elliott pick, but I do think it will be a pretty interesting finish. Last thing I want to go over is the Sunday flashlight, which we're going to start doing here. It's which driver in the upcoming series do you like, and you want to just shine some light on them. It could be local level. It could be Xfinity trucks. Alex, we'll start with you. Who do you want to shine the light on?
You know what? I think after the Xfinity cars race this weekend, right? Yeah, I think was it Cole Custer? Yeah, Cole. I think Cole Custer would be my pick because he had the pole, he had speed, and as my nickname for him is either General Custer or Cold Mustard. So I just think that he has speed, you know.
Yeah, he does.
What alliance is it? Is he with RCR or is he with Stewart-Haas?
Stewart-Haas.
He will be a great driver for Stewart-Haas. Hopefully, if they snag him, I don't know who they'll replace. I wouldn't say Harvick. Harvick's got a lot in him.
I know in my head. I'm starting to interrupt you.
Probably Kurt
No,
Busch.
There you
Yeah.
go. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, Alex stole my pick. It was gonna be Cole Custer. So I quickly went to the Xfinity Series standings, and another name caught my eye: Daniel Hemrick. He's a guy that shows consistent speed every weekend. I think he could have had the win from this weekend, right? Or was I wrong? I can't remember because it was 2 days ago, and I have a bad memory.
He was running up in the top 5 because it was Kyle, Chase. Chase was running second the whole race. Go figure. Kyle, Chase, and I think Hemrick was third to fifth the whole race.
Yeah. So I think Daniel Hemrick in Xfinity Series, he will get a win. It'll just probably have to be at a lucky track like Daytona or something like that. But he does show speed, and I think they go to the Michigan race, right, for this weekend as well for the Xfinity Series.
Yep, that's all 3 series.
Yeah. Okay. So I think he could get a win there for this coming weekend.
Pretty good pricks.
Did you just say pricks?
Picks.
Okay. Yeah. I heard an R in that word.
It's neither here or there. But I'm going to pick Ryan Preece. What more can I say? He's been in the Xfinity Series for 5 years, 43 races, and he's won 2 of them. He's got 1 pole. He's a good upcoming driver. He started in Wheeling Modifieds. I think up in New Hampshire, if I'm correct.
Yeah, New Wheeling's always up north.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see like somebody come from nothing to something. I do appreciate that. He did win Bristol this year, and he won Iowa last year. So, and that was his last race. He still doesn't have a full ride. Like, how does that happen?
He'll get one. He might get one of the Cup. I've been hearing a lot of rumors that he might get one of the Cup Series for like the lower level team. As sad as that sounds, because when you don't get moved up to a good team and you get sucked into a poor team, kind of like Chris Buescher,
like Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, you're gonna be stuck there for a while, buddy. And
If
they're
I
gonna
was-
throw a lot of good money at you.
If I was him, I would just stay with Gibbs doing like 4 races a year and having contention to win.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
also, I have a one more driver I just thought of. And you guys watch the ARCA race?
Yeah.
I really don't know when that comes on, so I'm sorry, I don't know.
If you notice, Natalie Decker got out. She had surgery. She got out of the car, and Brendan Poole replaced her, and he did an all right job. Brendan Poole not having a full time or even maybe does he have a part-time ride in Xfinity? I don't know, but for a guy who just kind of came in on the last second and said, "Yeah, I'll drive," he did a lot better than I expected.
Well, he went a lap down on lap 1 because when they went to the green flag, she went ahead and went in the pits because her pits was past the start-finish line. But a caution came out on lap 1, so that saved him. But I think he was up to the front by lap 20, 25, and he was in the top 4 all race after that. So, yeah, I can definitely see Brendan Poole. But another thing with that is he was in Xfinity. He was in decent equipment, and he didn't perform.
Nah. Didn't see that happening. But you know what? Maybe it's all about getting better. And ARCA could have been just another, just learning step or just kind of learning again, race by race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, all these drivers you guys named, I do think they're good up-and-coming drivers, so they should have a bright future ahead of them. But that's going to end it for our first episode. Thank you guys for joining in. You guys can join in the conversation in the comments. Make sure you give our page a like. Make sure you go to Dylan Saw Racing and give me a like as well. I'm Dylan Saw with Andrew and Alex. You've been bantered. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the